Ryan Tannehill of the Titans, are they one-year wonders? Joel, yes or no? We know you're a Ryan Tannehill lover, so we need your honest, unbiased opinion, which means nothing stupid.
My unbiased opinion is, yes, they're one-year wonders. And I say this because you got free agents and Logan Ryan. He matters. Guys like Mariota, he kind of matters. Tannehill matters. Jack Conklin matters. And Derrick Henry, he matters.
Mariota doesn't matter, but continue.
Mariota does matter. He does matter.
Okay.
I think he matters. Not as a backup, but I'm saying if Tannehill chooses to go elsewhere, he matters.
You think he can win games?
Mariota, he can win games.
All right, keep going.
I'm not even gonna get into that because Marcus Mariota has went 9-7 with the Titans multiple times and led a 24-point comeback against the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. So he can win games.
I don't care about nothing you just said.
He can win games. I'm just saying. Yes, they're one-year wonders, but the players that they cut, the free agents, they were Delaney Walker, Cameron Wake, Deion Lewis, and Ryan Suckup. I don't think any of them matter. Cameron Wake played 9 games. He started none of them. Delaney Walker was injured for most of the season. Deion Lewis is the third down back. And when you got Derrick Henry, he doesn't matter. So the players that they cut don't matter, but I think the division is so tough. Andy's going to get better. Houston is going to be there. And we all know what a train wreck Jacksonville is, so they're not going to do anything. But the Titans, it's just going to be a long shot for them to make the playoffs again. And from the adrenaline that they felt last season, I don't think it translates into this next season.
Jumping to you, JC. Are the Titans a one-year wonder?
I do not think the Titans are one-year wonders.
Wow.
I will say this. If they can bring back the core players, which I do think that they will come back, if they can bring back the core players, I don't think that their division has any dominant team in it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we should crown Houston as like the champions of the division.
Well, they've won the division 2 years in a row.
I mean, but what they won it with like subpar records. You know what I mean? Now listen. I want to address that. Marcus Mariota was starting for the first 4 games. If Ryan Tannehill was starting, I can make a real debate.
Weren't
that
they
the Titans,
1-3 when Mariota was
yes,
starting?
Yes, like it was bad. No, 1-4, 1-4, and then he came back against the Chiefs and won. I would say if we were to give Ryan Tannehill,
he's a winner
from week 1. There, I feel like the record would have been different. You got to keep Logan Ryan. You got to keep Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry. I feel like he's finally clicking as a running back. I feel like this postseason showed me that he has potential to be a top 2 running back in the league consistently. They got to lock him up. I like their head coach. So I'm going to say that I expect that the Tennessee Titans are going to win the division next year and will make the playoffs. They will host a home playoff game. You heard it here.
Well, with the young guys on the Titans, you got A.J. Brown who can get better.
Yes.
You got a lot of guys out
there.
Good receiver. You got Adoree Jackson who can get better. You spoke on how the division is tough, which I kind of chuckled at. Yeah. The Jaguars suck. The Colts have a quarterback problem, and even if they fill in one of your favorite guys, Phillip Rivers, I don't think it'll do much. But so it really comes down to the Texans and Titans.
No,
I don't think has an outside shot.
I mean, look.
You said the Jaguars, so let's ignore them.
No, we're going to ignore the Jaguars.
Speculate.
We're going to take the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars, we're ignoring them.
Mm-hmm.
What if Tom Brady goes to the Colts? That's a possibility.
Holy cow, that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were your speculations. I thought you were going to say Phillip Rivers go to the Colts, and if Phillip Rivers goes to the Colts, it doesn't really change much for me.
Now, I think that if Phillip Rivers goes to the Colts, he's way better than Brissett right now, at least.
I think he's better.
And he could win games.
I'm
not saying that they're a dominant team, but I don't think that. Look, you got to understand, Phillip Rivers is going to be playing in warm weather everywhere he goes. That's a huge advantage for him, for a guy who's old. That's a huge advantage. You got one of the better offensive lines, and they got they're stacked in money this offseason to go out and make moves.
You do know 8 of his games were in warm weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
He plays in Los Angeles.
Okay.
There's a possibility his road games. First of all, Houston.
It's hot.
It's hot, very hot. Then you got Jacksonville. Jacksonville gets cold. It gets cold. It gets hot. It goes up and down. Then you got Indianapolis.
Jacksonville is in Florida. It doesn't get cold and gets hot. It's just hot.
Okay.
The lowest that I've ever seen is like 55, 57.
55 can be cold for a guy who's played in Los Angeles his whole life.
50. No, but come on, that's not cold.
It's not
Kansas
cold.
City is cold.
New Jersey is cold.
Kansas City is cold.
New
Those
Jersey,
are cold.
If you ask a Florida,
Denver is cold.
If you ask a California person what's cold, they're gonna say 50 degrees. You ask a Florida person what's cold, they're gonna say 50 degrees because they're used to hot weather. 50 degrees is cold to us, who we've seen 10 degrees, 20
Negatives.
degrees. Negatives. That's cold. That's not cold to us.
Yeah.
Look, that's something we're gonna have the audience answer. Because
Fact.
55 degrees is not cold. I don't
To
think he's cold.
us.
I don't think it's
to
cold.
us. It's
Yo,
not cold to
Joel,
us.
side question. Do you think if they give Ryan Tannehill the keys to start the season, do you think they're going to have a better record than they did last year?
The better
A 9-7 record, they possibly can have a better record.
So
But
what,
they
10-6?
got to bring back these guys. They got to bring back Henry.
I agree.
They got to bring back Conklin.
Logan Ryan.
And I feel like I keep saying the P word, the D word when I say Conklin, but I don't mean it in that way. I mean it with an N and K, not a C-O-C-K.
Bro, we get it. So,
but I'm just saying, I just think that they got to get their main guys back. If they can get their main guys back, including Logan Ryan, they can possibly make another run. But I don't think that they'll make the splash that they made in terms of winning 2 away games. Do you think
it's because of? Do you think Ryan Tannehill's season was a 1-year wonder? That's the better question. And who's more important, Ryan Tannehill or Derrick Henry to the team?
Derrick Henry is more important to the team, but that's a 1A and 1B scenario because Ryan Tannehill was the man of hill. We know that. The thing with him is that he's never been a bad quarterback. Mm-hmm. He just finally had weapons around him, and he was able to elevate the team. I think that maybe he won't have the same QB rating, and he won't be as efficient,
right?
But he'll definitely have a good season if he starts the next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they're gonna host a playoff game and win the division next year.
They ain't gonna win the division. They ain't gonna win the playoff game the way they did last year if their quarterback is throwing 80 yards. I'm sorry.
I mean, they won 2 games like that
because of Derrick Henry. He ran.
Now think about it. Let's say if Ryan Tannehill has a good game and Derrick Henry has a great game.
Do we think he can win on that level in the playoffs?
I don't know. I mean, I have to see more. I've only seen it one time. All I know is that when he touched down, they started getting better.
To be fair,
They started getting better.
But you act like he didn't have 3 touchdowns against the Ravens. He did have 3 touchdowns.
It was a solid.
It depends what your definition. I feel like a good game for Ryan Tannehill is maybe 115 yards in the playoffs, 3 touchdowns, no picks, no turnovers. You do what you have to do. I feel like sometimes we get caught into seeing Mahomes' stats and seeing how great they are, and then trying to base Ryan Tannehill's game off that.
QB in the league, I don't think that should be defined as a good. I don't think he played necessarily bad.
Well, he's not the best player on the offense. It's Derrick Henry.
I think too much as people who watch the game, we say he didn't have good stats, he didn't have good this. Each week the coaches,
he was a game manager.
But each week the coaches design a game plan and they go by that game plan.
Yeah.
No one person's bigger than the team. So no one. So you got to go with the game plan that the coach gives you. No one man's bigger than the team.
I know. I just think the game plan for the Titans was obvious
to run the ball.
Yeah, run the ball because their best player on offense is Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's all.